all of that, you'll find women in the industry, makeup artists, every other field, creative, but you will hardly find women cinematographers in the industry.
And
Okay.
here we are again in Entreview. This is Entreview. And my
Okay.
first question would be like, we know a lot of things about, we have researched like everything from beginning to, since the start. We even know the department or roll number bhi nikal diya tha humne aapka. But
Okay.
ma'am, tell us something that which we don't know about you.
Well, I think for me, something y'all don't know about me is I'm quite. It wasn't easy. Like getting where I am today wasn't easy, and it was quite a challenge. So I think one quality I would say is like I'm persistent. Like when I set a goal for myself, I want to achieve it, and I get it no matter what. So I think probably that's something you wouldn't have easily found out
That's
from.
personality thing. अब हमें समझ आएगा वो चीज. So what inspired you to choose filmmaking as a profession, right? And particularly in India, right, where people aren't so much inclined towards such fields, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
what excites you about filmmaking? Like in this field, like what excites you the most?
Okay. So, well, let me put it straight. I do not come from a privileged, like, very, from a film, like, none of my family is from the film industry, or we don't even have any contacts in the film industry. Usually, someone who wants to get into the industry has some contacts or like friends or something like that, and I didn't have that. And I, like, my parents have told me it's all on you. Like you want to get into it, fine. Why film? I always liked the idea of video. It was never Bollywood films or Hollywood films or anything of that sort. I wasn't much of a reader, but I always liked telling stories through pictures. And when I say pictures, it's not just photographs, it's through videos. Like, the home videos that you see, like
Yeah, yeah.
memories done.
Uh,
So I think it was just that, like collecting. I earlier my interest was documentaries,
hmm.
but after I did obviously my bachelor's at KC, and then I worked for a couple of years, and then I did my master's now in cinematography. I feel like something that, like, what I enjoy most in this is the production, like being on set and being creative and being able to tell your story out is something that I enjoy the most.
Like yeah, being creative is the part I relate to here. And baki ka to bhai,
Yeah.
I have no idea. Acha,
Yeah.
you worked as a freelance associate producer, right? At
Right.
Ginger Cat Films, if I'm not wrong,
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and
that's
also
right.
Supari
And
Studios.
yes, in Mumbai.
Yeah. So like,
Mm-hmm.
they any of your work experience actually helped you to be an entrepreneur, to be your own, owner, to have your own business?
Yeah, for sure. I think every step in your journey is a learning. Even while I'm being an entrepreneur, like people who I hire or I work with, I learn something from them every day. So I will for sure say that my journey has helped me from like producer to an entrepreneur, like a filmmaker, a cinematographer now. Um, it's helped me be able to pick up ideas from these other organizations and incorporate the best bits at my organization.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That's cool. So so do you think people should work as like gather some work experience and then go for their own thing?
Personally, I feel yes, it's important to gather some work experience and then get into it, unless you're doing something completely out of the box, which is not there at all,
Hmm.
and it's your genius idea. Then I think you can like go for it. Like I guess many of the tech startups would say that we don't want to work in an industry. But even when they say we don't want to work, they would have for sure done an internship
Hmm.
somewhere.
Hmm.
Because I think to get that corporate knowledge or the know-how is very
Acha, yeah.
important.
The
If you don't
professional
have it, then your
ethics,
partner.
the
Exactly.
professional
If you
ethics.
Yes. So if you don't have it, then your partner should have it. So one of you should have the
Oh,
experience.
okay, okay, okay.
So I mean, I think like even like my organization, we're two women leading the whole show. So she is much more experienced than I am, and she had much more experience in the corporate world than I did.
Hmm.
So it always balances out, you know.
Yeah,
So
okay,
that's
I get.
it's
Oh,
very important.
I mean that's great, right? Having इतना
Yeah.
कुछ सीखने मिलता होगा हर रोज
Huh.
because of
For
just that
sure.
experience. अच्छा,
Absolutely.
like you were saying ना कि अगर कुछ out of the box नहीं है तो आप काम कर
Mm-hmm.
सकते हो, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But जरूरी तो नहीं है कि out of the box हो, कुछ like जरूरी तो ऐसे नहीं है, right?
No, of course not. I mean, like, if you have a niche for yourself, you don't necessarily need an out of the box idea. Like, I'm running a production house. And it's not, I mean, everyone has a production house. There's so many production houses. But your idea and the way you market yourself, the way you sell, like, people are comfortable with you as a person to work with you, rather. That's your strength. And for that, you can start on your own, but again, starting on your own is a completely different thing than having some experience to back it.
Yeah, yeah. Like starting,
So
I was just going to ask this. What are the
mhm,
hurdles faced by a filmmaker in India, and especially
mhm,
like you're from Mumbai, you studied in Mumbai for a
yeah,
while, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And सब कुछ यहाँ पर ही है, जो बॉलीवुड है, जो अब
huh.
सारे biggest stars live here. How
Hmm.
do you make it? What are the hurdles you have to jump to make it?
Hmm. So okay, let me my company is based in Dubai, so
Hmm,
it's
hmm, hmm.
not based in
Yeah,
India
yeah,
India.
yeah.
But I have worked here, and I think it's such a challenging field um, for a filmmaker, and especially to be a woman filmmaker in this country. Because yes, as a producer, you'll find many of us. All of that, you'll find women in the industry, makeup artists, every other field, creative. But you will hardly find women cinematographers in the industry. And I mean, there are a few, but there aren't too many women in this industry. And I think that's a shame, because it's just the hurdle is that people don't treat you equally, or they don't expect that you do the same thing, or you can do that much manual labor. Because, I mean, being a cinematographer is a lot of heavy lifting. Like our camera, our film camera, when we use Arri Alexas and the big cameras that people use with Bollywood, uh, 14 kgs with all
14
the rigs.
kgs.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like weightlifting, and it's possible. I do it. So obviously, but you have assistants, and like you, it's not continuous lifting. You do it, put it on a tripod, but it is that someone should be able to trust you, because you're the head of the department, and when it comes to that. So I think the main hurdle is people look down upon filmmakers. It's like, and especially women filmmakers. So I think
Yeah.
that's something that one needs to change. It's changing. And we're getting more opportunity. And at least in Dubai, there's a lot of opportunity. I work in commercials now. Like I also freelance. Like yes, I have my own company and we do corporate projects, but bigger corporate projects, I am a part of um, like another organization, and where like I go as yeah, a camera crew,
Camera
let's
crew,
say,
right,
for
right,
like,
right.
yeah, big projects.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Like you have worked for some time in India also, right?
yes, for
And
sure I
you are
have.
working right now in UAE also.
Yes,
What are the
that's right.
key differences between these two
Hmm.
countries and the work culture, at least in filmmaking?
Okay, so I think the main thing is um, timing. Like obviously you have 12 hours of work time. Like usually a filmmaker has a full day for a filmmaker is 12 hours. whatever time, like your call sheet will tell you what time you have to come on set. But I think in Dubai they have um, the ethic is they're more, they really do care about you and your time. Like, they value it, which I didn't find that common here. And the treatment, I don't like to say it, but you are mistreated in India. And it's
Yeah.
not just a woman being mistreated, it is also a man. Like, you're abused, like they'll swear at you. I have never faced, like, of course, they scold you on set if you've not done something right, but I haven't heard any abuses on set in Dubai, in UAE, for a matter of fact, because I've worked in other Emirates as well, like Abu Dhabi. So that atmosphere of working is very friendly, and you're always learning something. And I think in India, there was like people try and step on your shoes,
A
to
lot,
it's
ma'am.
a
A
competition
lot of
every
it. A
time.
lot of it.
And over there, they're more friends than like enemies. Like, they want to always help you become better because it helps them become better. And I think in India, the crew sizes are larger. There, the crew sizes are smaller. And I guess those are the main key differences, I'd say. And I even though the crew sizes are bigger here, it doesn't make the work faster. So that's the funny part, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really bad. Like, oh, I relate to the part where you told like people are stepping on each other, at least
Yeah.
like in our country, right? Because
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
ESL just started. It's
Yeah.
first year ka bacha log just fill in, right? I'm also from first
Right.
year. She's also from first year.
Mm-hmm.
The seniors
Right.
were getting jealous in a
Yeah.
way, right? You understand?
Yeah. I
I mean,
understand.
that's really actually sad. I was expecting them to help me out here,
Mm-hmm.
and then you
Absolutely.
see कि यार ये लोग तो उल्टा ही काम कर रहे हैं. क्या क्या ही बात करें उनसे.
Right. Yeah. So I
And
think these are the main differences. And touch wood, like the companies I've worked for, even in India, I've been quite happy with them. But there have been instances where I was just like, okay, then, like, so I wouldn't like Sapari Studios was really nice. That experience was completely different from, but I have seen because I've done other internships as well, and it's just like, yeah.
right, that's like so. Okay, now let's come back to your college life again. अभी हम लोग पूरा
Okay.
साइकिल में घूम रहे
Goal
हैं.
ghumke. Yes.
Yes, we are back to your
Okay.
college life.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think internships at a very early age, like first year, second year, ka first semester, and even later also, not necessarily
Mm-hmm.
early,
Yeah.
is it like how important is it for a person as a learner, as a for an entrepreneur जो बनना
Mm-hmm.
चाहता है?
For sure. Ji. I think so. If I'm not mistaken, we had a compulsory internship that we had to get a certificate for, or like a 1 month internship that we had to do at KC. At
हाँ.
least BMM had it in advertising. So there was in our second year that everyone had to do an internship for a month in
Okay.
our summer break, and where to come. So I think even though it wasn't compulsory in our first year, I had done an internship, but I'd done it in advertising, so not in film. And I'd not liked it. And I knew that then, although I was doing a degree in advertising, right? So I was doing a BMM. I always wanted to be a filmmaker, but when I did the advertising, like I just because I didn't get into film the first time I applied, I knew that's it. I do not want to do advertising. Like, so, internship helps you to decide your path as well. So
Figure out
I
things,
think it was
right?
very useful. Exactly. And then second year when it was compulsory, I did an internship at a film production house in
Huh.
Dubai. And that 1 month of internship, I think it was 2 months I did, but for college, I just had to show 1 month of internship. Was very helpful because I got to be on big sets. Understand, I was a runner, not like some production, like not even a production assistant. It's just like running around on set,
Yeah.
get coffee, get printouts,
Eh?
but I learned
Coffee.
so much. Yeah, they ask you to take orders for coffee. Well, not only that, but also had to make call sheets, everything. Basically, when they say you're a runner, you have to do all Xerox this paper, Xerox that paper, take a printout of this. You have to do everything.
I mean,
It's starting from scratch.
is it
I know
normal or is it just in our country?
no, it's normal. In over here, I think it's even worse. But they just make you sit around and not do nothing. So, I mean, it depends on which company you work. So, I guess, yeah, it's a start. And for at least filmmaking. So, I think, yes, to come back to your question, it is very important um, to have that sort of a grounding in terms of where you, what you want to do and where you need to go. Also gives you perspective, no, into the corporate life because all we hear from our parents what their corporate life is, but it's different for each one of us. And I think when we experience it, it's best.
Oh, that's. I mean, yeah, अब मेरे को भी करनी पड़ेगी. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
like. I guess it's easier for us this generation because we have so many softwares and all that stuff, right? And did you guys had
Yeah.
anything or like how did you find your first internship?
My first internship, I didn't learn many softwares, but I'd already learned a software before I. No, actually, yeah, I'd learned a software along with BMM. I was doing another course. Um, so I used to come to college during the day, and then afternoon I used to go to like Arena Multimedia and learn like
Uh-huh.
these extra
Acha, it
softwares,
was that.
Photoshop.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh, I thought it's a recent
Because
thing, Arena.
no, I mean, I'm not that old,
Yeah,
but
sorry.
it is no, it is a recent thing. I guess not recent. It started because when I was doing the course, people had done it. I think 3-4 years before me, they had started at least.
Oh, acha.
So I mean,
मैं
I think
काफी young
Arena
हूँ
must
फिर.
have started 2008 or something. I'm not sure.
That's too. I was
Yeah,
six
because
years old in 2008. Okay, I'm
no,
pretty
yeah, yeah,
दिमाग
no.
है
I
मेरे
went in
पास.
2013. So yeah,
Whoa, that's.
so yeah. But yeah, to answer your question, on my job, I learned more on how to manage people. I guess um, learned what are the ethics of like running a production house, what research goes into it, because I had done like because if there was nothing to do they would make me sit like with the editor and like just watch the editor edit, or like I had to do some research on finding some music artists from some other country, like outsourcing. How do you how do you research? So basic information, but like it just how everything works, I
Okay.
was taught.
Yeah, the
And
operation parts,
what
right?
exactly? Yeah.
Oh. Like even in ESL, we are learning so many things. Like every day, we are like it's our
Uh-huh.
startup, right? Like it's हम लोग we are 30 people right now, and we are starting from
Right.
scratch, literally scratch. And
Mm-hmm.
I relate to you on operation wala part. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
let's
Always.
go back to Dubai again. First we came to KC.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going
Yeah.
back to Dubai. Then we again came like
Okay.
UAE. Sorry. Okay. What?
Yeah.
UAE. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's your most impressive work? Like what do you find the most impressive जो आपने किया है खुद काम उस अपनी स्टार्टअप में अपने अपनी कंपनी में ऑन
Okay.
स्क्वायर फिल्म्स में.
So I don't know if I guess I put this in my CV also, but we made 4 films that reached the Z5 global platform. So it's screening currently on the Z5 platform, the Z5 app.
Z5
Yes, Z5.
bro.
So 4 of our yeah. So 4 of our videos that we made are on Z5. So 2 are web series,
Hmm?
and we won. So basically, 2019, 2020, we won the best UAE best series award for Z5.
The whole पूरा country के अंदर.
Yes.
That's damn
So
crazy, bro.
yeah. So basically, it was so that I think that's one of my favorite works that I've done. Actually, I have so many favorites, but I'll tell you all the four the things that we did that are airing right now on Zifa quickly, just to give you a brief. So the one that we won an award for was called Love Beyond Borders. So
Beyond
it's also on
borders.
our YouTube, Love Beyond
Ari,
Borders. It's also on our YouTube channel, but it's also airing on Z5.
maybe I have. I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure.
I
Let's
don't know because it's Z5 Global, so
global,
I'm not
right?
sure
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's
yeah. It's global
yeah.
और इंडिया में content का उनका बहुत अजीब सा system चला रखा है.
Huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I don't know if they're airing it in India because I'm not sure, but I know it's airing globally around 160 countries. 150 countries around they're airing it. So I'll tell you. Yeah, so that was basically on marriages from different countries, like how we have interstate,
हाँ.
like two states. We did on different countries. So there was like a Singaporean Scottish couple. There was Indian Pakistani couple that we interviewed.
Oh.
So it was like a documentary series. Yeah, like a 10-minute documentary episode per episode, and we did 3 episodes per person. So around like we had 4 couples. So 1, 2, 3, 4, around 12 episodes. And I think we did the 13th one for like a unity, like where we use bits and
हाँ.
pieces of everybody's
वो.
content, like how they got into the relationship, what was their how did their parents react, everything. So that was one that we won an award for. uh, the other one that we did was Platinum Blondes, which is a 40-minute documentary on women over the age of 50 who do like really amazing stuff. And they're uh, exploring the world and like how being a certain age doesn't like basically being a certain age doesn't matter. What number is just I mean like age is just a number, sort of like a documentary. And then we did What the Job, which was another web series where we interviewed corporate people, and we did basically we said, okay, tell me what you want to do and what you don't, what you do at an office, and basically questions on their job, like corporate life. So how it really doesn't matter, where you come from. And the last one was the Sheikh Zayed documentary, which was, I think, a 10-minute documentary on basically the people, like he's the founder of UAE, like Abu Dhabi. So yeah, he was the founding father. So we took like bites of people who were of a certain age and who knew about him and who could talk, because obviously he passed away, and we just made a documentary on him
That's
basically.
scary for
So yeah.
for at least if I'm on a visa, I won't be doing that. गलती से कुछ हो
No, no,
जाए.
but it was no, but it was a good, right? It was a good documentary,
It
like
was very
portrayed him
risky
in a good light.
documentary at least.
No, was it? We portrayed him in a very good light. So we won the second place for that. For there was a Sheikh Zayed competition,
Hmm.
and we won for Benuna TV an award for that.
Okay,
So yeah, I think we've done like really interesting documentaries.
that's crazy.
Uh,
I really like you were just telling about, right? I
mhm.
really like the concept of women over 50 वाला, because कोई बात नहीं, like everybody talks retirement हो जाएगी, savings है, ये सब है, लेकिन अंदर
Yeah,
घुस के बात नहीं करते कि है क्या.
yeah.
So okay,
So yeah,
now
I
let's
think
come
yeah.
back to Bombay,
Hmm.
again to your college days, right?
Hmm.
And we know
Yeah.
school is the happiest part. I mean, लोग ऐसे कहते हैं. I'm not sure कितना
हाँ.
सच है ये चीज. Of
Hmm.
college is the part जहाँ पर आपकी personality develop होती है.
जी.
How did KC help you to develop your personality as an individual?
Uh, so basically, I don't know if you know this. At KC, I used to represent the chess team. Um,
What?
And I was the captain. Yeah, I was the captain for the chess team in my second and third year. First year I played,
Huh?
but there was, and the funny part is not funny part. Well, I played in the general category, not the women's category. So general category is the boys category, and I was the team captain for the, let's say when we say general team, yeah, I had only boys in my team, and I was the captain of the team. So the first year I was just a fourth player, like in the team.
Hmm.
Wasn't a sub. I was in the main team, and then my second and third year I was the captain. So I guess I always had like that leadership ability, and like they really like trusted me on that front. So I did that in college. Also, obviously studied, and I was a subject representative at KC for a couple of subjects every year. And then I think like as a whole, it was because we used to have festivals as BMM. We had a lot of festivals. We used to participate in like different things. I think it rounded us like as an overall personality, like gave us a chance of
Yeah, yeah.
exploring different avenues. So yeah, I used to be part of the fashion show um, for yeah, but and then obviously sports I used to play,
All rounder.
but yeah, you can
Impressive.
say so.
So, I mean, that's really cool, right? Chess team, that's really cool. And this was like 2014, 15?
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
Bro. Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Now, you know, is there any prerequisite for working as a filmmaker in terms of educational qualification? Like, is it necessary to pursue a BMM? Because I know people, parents की वजह
Hmm.
से they are doing something else, but उनको
Hmm.
करनी फिल्म मेकिंग ही है. तो
Yeah.
कोर्स लेना जरूरी ये. Do we have to take this road?
Okay, so mm I don't know if BMM is necessary to be honest, but a film degree definitely helps. Of course, if you have the contacts to get into what you want to do. If I had been given the opportunity early on to be in the camera department, I wouldn't have to do my master's in cinematography, but I had to do it because I didn't get that helping hand.
But
Yeah.
as you know, your persistence and your will was the common thing, whether it be India,
Hmm.
whether it be
Yeah.
UAE.
Hmm.
Except these two things, what
Hmm.
advice do you want to like you would give to one guy or girl who wants to make it big in this industry, in this field?
Okay. I think to not give up. Like, yes, I think persistence for sure, but it's more like even if someone else tells you something, to be able to not take it to heart. Like, maybe have the fighting spirit to prove them wrong,
Mhm.
probably. But it's not just proving them wrong, it's also to proving that you're right, you know? So that spirit, like to achieve your goal without listening to what other people tell you on, like in your path, I think that is something that's absolutely crucial, especially when it comes. Like we're so used to listening to like other people telling us what to do, and like people saying, "Oh, you're starting a business, so that's scary," or people not believing in your business idea. I think you have to believe in it first and convince yourself that you shouldn't be convinced by someone else.
Mm.
Like they shouldn't be able to sway your decision.
I mean,
So I
this
think,
this point is, I guess, हम सबको ये चीज बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है, इंडिया में बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है.
yeah,
क्योंकि
for
कोई
sure.
भी ऊपर से आके बोल देता है, साइड में कोई जा रहा होगा वही बोल देता है कि ये तुझसे नहीं होगा. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's why you should just close your ears and just keep it open for like the feedback you get. And I think the feedback is really important. So even if someone tells you like, oh, it'll not work, so you should ask them why. Why will it not work?
okay.
I mean, what do you think I can do to make it work then?
Yeah, like
So
people, and like I told you, right? Seniors weren't happy when they saw us here, and we are
yeah.
just, and this interview series, ask the kisi club, kisi anyone, you take anyone, nobody has done it, right?
Mm-hmm.
the team, the ESL team made it possible. Like
Right.
we searched from each and every corner, कहाँ से कौन graduate हुआ था भाई, जल्दी बताओ ये सब. And we did it like, and
Yeah.
now they're gonna see they're gonna see a lot of things, right? And I think
Mm-hmm.
a lot, a lot of this motivation or a lot of this don't listen to thing depends on your friends
Yeah.
also, like the people you hang out with.
Absolutely. But then again, it's talent, right? Like who are your friends? Like who is your close circle?
Hmm.
Are they supportive or like they're always negative? But even sometimes the negative friends kind of like push. It depends on the person though. Like for me, touch wood, all my friends have been very supportive. But I'm sort of a person like actually. Let me just quick story. It's not related to film, but it's related to where I got the drive to become what I am kind of today. So when I was in grade five, or no, when I was in grade four, I think I had a chess tutor who told me once that you will not be able to. I mean, women don't play chess, as in you very few grandmasters, and your women grandmasters, or like your brain is not as smart as a man. And look, I led KC College's men team. So, I mean, it's just, I guess, um, if it was someone else, probably, they would have just been like, oh, yeah,
Yeah, like
I'm going to
yeah,
listen to him. But I didn't. And I proved him wrong, right? Because at the end of it, okay, I don't have a GM title, but I do not have a rating in general because I never went for GM. I didn't want to go down that route. But it is that, like, not listening to others or listening to them and proving them wrong otherwise.
wow,
So
like
it's, I guess,
wow.
your personality. Yeah, it's how you take it.
I think like that's it, ma'am. Thank you for your time. It is like it's just two entrepreneurs and talking to each other in a way, like, you
Yeah,
understand me, right? One who has already
absolutely.
built something, and we are the ones who are trying to build something. So that's
Yeah.
great. A lot to learn, a lot of insights from your journey.